In the meantime, the Federal Capital Territory Executive Council, chaired by the Minister of the FCT, News On, has approved 5 critical memoranda aimed at accelerating infrastructure development, improving education services, and strengthening revenue generation. The Council says enforcement will begin next week against property owners who have defaulted on statutory payments of ground rents. Senior reporter Habida Lawal has more.
The FCT Executive Committee EXCO, chaired by Minister Nyesom Wike, held its first meeting of the year. The Council gave approval and ratification of several multi-billion naira projects and issued a stern directive on land revenue enforcement. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike reaffirmed the administration's commitment to delivering people-oriented projects in line with President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda. He emphasized the need for transparency, accountability, and strict adherence to timelines in the execution of approved projects.
Council meeting for the year 2026. I pray to Almighty God that it will be a successful year and continue to do what we're supposed to do for the good people of FCT.
The EXCO also ratified an emergency 1.7 billion naira contract for an erosion control project and the restoration of main water transmission lines from the Lowell Usuma Dam that supplies potable water to Abuja City. Also, an enforcement will begin on defaulters of ground rents by next week.
Well, in the course of presentation, I mentioned the contract sums. However, I'll mention them again. For the resurfacing of roads within the presidential villa is 3.79 billion. For Kabusa Keti Road, it was 9.828 billion. For the intervention for the pipelines, the water pipelines that were almost collapsing, 1.704 billion.
Those defaulters in payments of ground rents, CO4 payments, land use conversion fees and charges are by this briefing notified that as from next week, the FCT will begin to enforce what it needs to enforce about those properties.
The EXCO meeting also reviewed memos on budgetary allocations, land administration reforms, and strategies to increase internally generated revenue without placing undue burden on residents. This meeting, chaired by FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, also discussed policy reviews and project approval to drive service delivery and infrastructure work in the FCT for the year 2026. Habida Lawal, TVC News, Abuja.